Recently, independent developers have been increasingly moving out of the 2D platformer genre, which has been great for introducing a lot more variety to the industry as a whole. One genre that has been becoming increasingly prevalent as a result is the retro shooter. People that grew up with games like Doom and Quake are developing games that are a lot like them. The game we're looking at today, Project Warlock, certainly takes inspiration from games using the Doom engine, particularly titles like Heretic and Hexen. It is, of course, also doing things that would have been impossible to do in the actual era these games came out. Things like very advanced lighting and shadows, effects like blood and sparks. But what's important is that its heart and soul is very much like those of the old school games. You make your way through these themed episodes, each of which has a boss at the end. It's comfortingly formulaic in the way these games always were. The fact it's so rote triggers nostalgic feelings by itself in some weird way. But it's also important for these independently developed classic FPSs to do something to differentiate themselves. As we saw with the 2D platformer, the market will only tolerate so many games that play and look exactly like their old school counterparts. And Project Warlock has taken a very modern approach to differentiation, doing what a lot of modern shooters have done, implementing RPG mechanics. The way they've done it is pretty smart. In a lot of these older games, you would find secrets and pick up treasure, but there was never that much of a point. The best you'd get was some overpowered weapon. But in Project Warlock, when you grab treasure, you gain experience, which lets you buy new upgrades. More health and better spells, the most prominent among them. And you heard that right, this game has magic spells. These spells are always bound to your right mouse button and provide something else for you to do that isn't just shooting your gun. But for me, like a lot of other games, I kinda just found one thing that worked and kept using it for the whole game. In this case, the ability to throw grenades, which I found incredibly useful, so I just never stopped using it. The game also gives you quite a bit of weapon variety, a key element in making a good one of these games. Even more importantly, I didn't hate using any of them, even when I was forced to use a gun I wouldn't normally use because I had run out of ammo for all my other weapons. It never felt like it was punishment, more a chance to use something else that I didn't usually use. And that dedication to high quality variety extends to the environments as well. Just as soon as you feel like you're getting bored with any of the episodes, you get tossed to the next one, and the setting completely changes around you. From old-style castles to ancient Egypt to a run-down modern-day city, the game is constantly changing things up and keeping not only the environment fresh, but the enemies within those environments as well. Ultimately, I think Project Warlock manages to evoke the look and feel of an old-school shooter while adding things to that formula that help modernize it. This game feels exactly like a Heretic or Hexen sequel that could theoretically have existed, and that's honestly the best you can hope for.